I completely hidden? Hey guys, so this is Wednesday's WOD. We have a Tabata warm-up starting with air squats. Whoop, let me get on this one. So we're going to start with feet outside of hip width, initiating with the hips, driving all the way past parallel and all the way back up, driving up through the heels and keeping that chest nice and big. Next we have push-ups. Starting in that plank position, we're going to bring the hips and the shoulders down and up together for a strict push-up. To scale the push-up, you're going to go to your knees and you can press up. That helps with core strengthening. If you want to work on shoulder strengthening, you can snake up and snake down. All right, sit-ups is next. So we're going to butterfly our legs. Shoulders are going to touch the ground behind us and then come all the way up through and past the hip crease. And then stink bugs. Having a wider stance than your normal squat stance. And hands are going to be closer to your feet than normal. You're going to bring your head in between the hands, lightly pressing and then pushing back. What we don't want is for your face to plant on the ground. That's not cool. So you're going to do 2 rounds of those 4 elements in a Tabata, working 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes. Okay, the WOD today is for core, 3 rounds for time of 10 air squats, 10 bent over row, 10 strict press, and 10 sit-ups. Once you've done those 3 times, that whole thing 3 times, you are done. And for our 1-day waters, same thing, 3 rounds for time, but you've got 12 alternating squat cleans, 12 bent over row, 12 push jerk, and 12 V-ups. 3 rounds for time. Levi, would you like to demo all of these?
Yes, I would love to. All right, so going over the core first, we're going to start air squats. We've already covered those in the warm-up. Bent over rows, the next thing. Do those with any type of weighted element. It doesn't really matter which. Go with the kettlebell. So what we want is a good flat back. And we're just going to be basically bent over with flat back and letting the weight pull our arm down. And all we're going to do is we're going to pull, bringing that elbow back as far as we can, and then relaxing back down. So it's a controlled movement the entire time. What I don't want is for you to pull yourself into this. Back should stay where it is the entire time. It's just moving the arm and the shoulder. Now, your shoulder can come down and back, so there's a little bit of twist there, but try to minimize that. We're really working on pulling on the lats and using our shoulder and our arms to pull that. So we're gonna break those up. We got 10 of them, 5 on each side.
Or 12 of them, 6 on each side.
Or 12 of them for the 1-day WODs. For strict press, for the core, again, with either element, it doesn't matter which, we're just looking for that element to come from shoulder position all the way locked out overhead. And we're going to do an even amount on each side. And it doesn't matter if that is a dumbbell or a kettlebell or even the band. If you want to do the band, do it 1 at a time, put it on the middle of your foot, bring your elbow up, and just controlled press out overhead. And then the round out the core's WOD, for the rest of that round is sit-ups, which we've already covered. Now for the 1 day, we start off with squat cleans. So we'll need a weighted element for this, either dumbbell or kettlebell, or barbell if you got it. We're gonna be pulling from the floor, catching on the way down. It doesn't matter if you catch in the squat, catch on the way down. Typically the weight's light enough. We need to get that full hip extension to get that bell up, and then we kind of catch it on the way down. So I'll show you what that looks like. Pulling from the floor, we're in our launch position, so we're not deadlift. We're not loading the hamstrings, we're squatting down just a little lower than that, and then pulling full extension and down into that squat. Again, pulling from here. Make sure you're hitting that full hip extension at the top. These will alternate. So once you pull, switch, Same thing with the kettlebell. Just gotta be a little more careful about the catch. Just like that. So you got 12 of those. Then you got 12 of the bent over rows we've already covered. And then push jerk. Again, doesn't matter the element. Can't use a band for this, but either a kettlebell or a dumbbell will work. And all we're gonna do is bend at the knees, launch this weight out overhead, and then catch in that quarter squat. So it'll look like this. Stand all the way up to finish the movement. Got 12 of those as well, so break them up, 6 on each side. And then finally for the one day we got V-ups. For our V-ups, we start in that hollow position, and then we come up, touch the toes, and back. Notice how I go back to that hollow position every time. Okay, so my feet don't ever touch the floor once you start. If you need to rest between reps, your feet come down, but then come back to that hollow position to start your movement. And that's it. So you got 3 rounds for time. That's a good one. Just keep a pace and just keep moving. You got this.